Well, one of the things that I've been very curious, I've been hearing since the time I came to the corporate world that passion is very important in life. And I always wonder how passion can have a correlation with success in life. And do successful people have passion in life? If yes, then how does it impact their professional and working life as well as their personal life altogether? These were some of the thoughts that were coming to our mind at Executive Access, and we decided to launch our first video podcast called Passion Pursuit. The idea was to discover the stories and really learn from people that what passion can do to make you more happy and successful in life. And what a pleasure in our first episode to have with us a very, very dear friend, an extremely successful line director of a global company, Cornerstone, none other than Nishchae Suri. Nishchae, welcome to our first episode.
Thank you very much, Rajinder. You know where words end, music begins.
Of course. Beautiful.
And I'd like to start with something very auspicious.
Sure.
Given these are new beginnings for Executive Access, and I wish you all the very best in this new series that you've just launched.
Thank you so much.
ओम है जीवन हमारा, ओम प्राणाधार है, ओम है करता विधाता, ओम पालनहार है, पामारेगा गारे सनी रे, नीधा पानी रे
What a beautiful way to start this through an invocation. And I was listening to you, I was feeling as my body cells are vibrating. And that's the power of invocation. Nishchae, thank you so much. One thing that I'd really like to know from you, when did you discover this passion for music and singing?
Passion is much like values. They are not taught, they are caught.
Mm-hmm.
And passion is a journey of experimentation, exploration, and self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my early years as a young boy in Calcutta, my mother used to learn music, and her teacher used to come home to give her lessons. I guess it began there, my interest in music and the draw that I found. That every time a lesson was going on, I spent a lot of that time sitting with my mother and actually participating in that process.
Right.
When you are drawn to a subject and you're in the flow, right, and you enjoy that process, there's self-fulfillment, there's joy, and you're also good at it, which I did become. Through the years I got better. That positive feedback, that joy and fulfillment of being in the flow is really what I would call a passion.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Nishchae, tell me, there's a saying that you never perfect any art without practice. And music में हम कहते हैं रियाज करना बहुत जरूरी है. आप इतनी ग्लोबल कंपनी के मैन डायरेक्टर हैं, इतनी जिम्मेवारियों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. How do you take out time for this riyaz, this practice that is needed to really pursue your passion?
Well, my teacher would always want me to do more of it, to be fair. And I believe I should be doing a lot more than I have done. I've had a few starts and stops. But the love for music has never gone away. So, persistence and discipline is very important.
Sure.
Equally so when it comes to your passion, as it is with your work.
Sure.
I wouldn't score myself very high on that discipline when it came to my passion.
Right.
And therefore my guidance and advice to everyone is that it's never too late.
Never too late.
And incorporate that persistence and incorporate that discipline when it comes to things that you enjoy doing the most.
Right.
And this is a true joy for me. For me, music is like talking to God.
Talking to God. Wow. Connecting with God. Right?
Correct.
Outstanding. Outstanding. And Nishchae, is it fair to say what I'm getting from you is that if you love something, if you're passionate about something, you take out time.
Oh, absolutely. What's important is you always make time for that.
Sure.
It's a question of balance. See, music is about harmony.
Right.
And it's about balance. So there are big lessons in music to be learned.
Yes.
One of which is how do you live your life, practicing and prioritizing everything that is important.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes. In fact, Richard, that reminds me that two activities that one can do to harmonize the body, mind, and soul.
Yes.
One is swimming, the other is music. So if you're singing, then this harmonization of body, mind, soul happens automatically.
True.
And
True.
that's the way it is.
Perhaps it is not only limited to swimming and music. It's any passion.
Sure.
Because ultimately, it's that joy being expressed. It's a form of expression.
Absolutely.
And fulfillment.
Right.
So you must invoke, therefore, whether the heart or the body and the mind all together to create that wholesome joy.
Now, before we proceed further, tell me, at what age you really started getting serious about music?
In school, so when I was probably at the age of 12 or 13, is when I joined the school choir. Yeah.
And that was in Doon School, right?
In Doon School, that's right. So that's where I then spent the next 5 years singing. And there was a discipline there, right? So you sing every morning, then you've got your extracurricular activities, so you have to go for your class and then you sing. But then once you get into, I guess, college and then your corporate life, you lose that discipline and you lose that persistence.
Absolutely.
And other activities overtake and take precedence.
Goal, career,
That's right.
success.
That's right. Which are equally important, but the balance is where the magic is.
So we've been practicing for long. Why don't we hear beautiful Geet? I know the Geet that I like to listen to, but I'll leave to you what Geet you like to sing for our audience today.
Sure.
So that's your diary?
This is where the precious notes.
Wow. Awesome.
And this is Rag Yaman. That's a Geet.
What is the significance of Rag Yaman?
It's one of the most popular rags on which most of the movie songs are based.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So it's like a common rag, often applied.
Yes. Go sing for us.
Yes. जब दीप जले आना, जब शाम ढले आना, जब दीप जले आना, जब शाम ढले आना, संकेत मिलने का भूल न जाना, मेरा प्यार ना बिसराना, जब दीप जले आना, जब शाम ढले आना, नी रेगा रेगा मा गा रे सा सा नी, पापा मा रेगा सा नी सा गा पा मा पा.
So beautiful, Nishchae.
Thank you
so much. This is so heartwarming. I mean, this was a song when I grew up watching Amal Palekar.
That's right.
In the movie over there, right?
Yes.
I wish I could really convey and sing this at that time. All right, and a lot of emotions come down, positive ones. Tell me, Nishchae, how does this whole passion for singing music has helped you professionally? I'm sure in life it has helped you, but professionally at work, how it has helped you?
Corporate life is well dressed but stressed.
That's your one-liners are very amazing. I must say.
So I think the biggest significance for me has been it acts as a stress buster, music. But equally so, it's very creative, right? So all your juices, creative juices are ignited
Yeah.
and stirred up. Teamwork, equally, as I said, it's a huge reminder that for music you need a balance, and you need harmony,
Absolutely.
right? For it to sound good.
Yeah, and you need a lot of people to play the instrument.
Teamwork, collaboration, harmony, balance. It's also a great reminder that when you enjoy something, it gets the best version of you.
Absolutely.
So, even at work, the process should be to enjoy what you do, because that's when you get the best output
Absolutely.
and outcome. Social connections. So music is a great way of bonding and getting to know people.
Yes.
And I often at my home host musical evenings and invite people from different walks of life and different age groups, and it's
just people that you
it's
know,
just
right?
people that I don't even know and somebody else knows.
Right.
But clearly that's a great way of uniting and expressing equally. So it's a form of expression, it's a form of joy, it's a form of collective intelligence, equally so, right? It's just pulling in all that and bringing it together.
I also sense a very anchored, peaceful, joyful, happy Nishchae. When I've seen you for so many years and now that's you. So I think
that has less to do with music, more to do with age, I think.
So Nishchae, I know that you're going to be celebrating a golden jubilee of your birthday very soon.
Yes.
But tell me one thing. What will be the message that you'd like to give to our audience today who have still not followed or initiated any passion for them? What's the message for them? What are a few steps that you can do to ignite or to initiate a passion?
Well, it's never too late to fall in love, right? As I said, finding the right passion, it could be an accident, could be by design, could be through self-reflection, but find that passion because it's the best company you will ever get.
In fact, I was reading a report, I was listening to a TED talk where it says that with longevity going up, one of the big challenges that developed countries are experiencing is the loss of memory and Alzheimer issues coming up, right? So in many ways, if you have a passion going on, you're learning new instrument, music, new language, that also helps you live much more healthy life, especially the mental health that we're talking about this shit. Wonderful. And what would be your message for young guys who are still at the beginning of their career for starting a passion? And how do they strike a balance between pursuing career and then the passion? Because youngsters are too busy with career right now.
The language of and was introduced.
The genius of and?
The genius of and was introduced, I think, later. And while we were growing up, we always thought of time being divided into many priorities, right? And often studies and then your career took a large portion, if not the entire time available to you.
Right.
There was also a very famous saying, all work and no play, or all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy. So it's a reminder that your overall success and happiness is not defined only by positional power or money you make, but equally about the smaller joys. And one such area is discovering that passion and then pursuing it.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the new definitions of success we learn in spirituality is happiness equal to good health, and good health is equal to prosperity in life. And passion really gives you that happiness.
Absolutely.
In fact, there's another way I say it. I say, give 1 hour to your passion, and 24 hours will be given back to you
Oh wow.
for being so happy and so successful in life. So Nishchae, before we close this episode, before the first episode we call it, I know that you also recorded two numbers, 2 tracks that you recorded in a studio, the full live orchestra for you, right? Like to sing one of them for our audience today?
Maybe we sing that with music.
With music?
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
होश वालों को खबर क्या, बेखुदी क्या चीज है। होश वालों को खबर क्या, बेखुदी क्या चीज है। इश्क कीजिए फिर समझिए, इश्क कीजिए फिर समझिए, जिंदगी क्या चीज है। होश वालों को खबर क्या, बेखुदी क्या चीज है।
So well, Nishchae, thank you so very much. एक बात समझ आ गई कि आप अपने पैशन के साथ इश्क कीजिए, फिर समझ आएगा जिंदगी क्या है.
बिल्कुल.
Right? So fall in love with your passion, and then you know what passion can do for all of you. Nishchae, thank you so very much, and we wish and we pray for Baba that you continue to get all the love, Shakti from him, and you continue to inspire and touch lives of millions and millions of people in time to come through your music and through your work. Thank you so very much.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.